Hello and welcome to today's presentation titled Bleacher Seating Evolutions for Comfort and Efficiency. Seeing that it's a prominent part of today's culture and everyday life, my team and I decided to touch on the evolution of bleacher seats and just seeing what they currently look like and finding ways to make improvements to them. To start off, we'll just touch on the advantages of current bleacher seatings. As we've known, the way that the tier seating is set up, it's meant to maximize seat stadium capacity. So in that way, it's a huge saver. We know that they're also very low maintenance, given that the material that's used, whether wood, plastic, or metal. These things are very durable and they're very low maintenance. And one of the third advantages that these seatings have is that they're very portable. So stadiums usually have multiple events throughout the year, and these allow to rearrange the stadium to fit the needs of that performance or whatever event's going on. Now, despite the advantages of these seatings, that there are also pain points and complaints from many fans. For one, the material that's used to build them are very durable, but they're not very comfortable, especially when you're sitting it for a long period of time. And we know sometimes that they're not always well kept. Sometimes the paint chips off and it goes unnoticed for a while. We also know that they lack leg room and they're very narrow, very small. Since the goal is to optimize and make the most out of the space, it tends to be on a smaller side. So if you're taller, if you're wider, it's difficult for you to be comfortable after a while. Another complaint is that they expose you to the sun and the weather, but that's an issue that's a little bit harder to address than the rest. So that being said, this is the first prototype that we have worked on. So in this prototype, we worked on keeping the slim build of the chair, but we also choose to add stuff like the armrest, the cup holder, and extra padding, which is the biggest difference that we have, all while we choosing to keep the same portability aspect. So this chair is able to fold up when needed, despite keeping all the cushioning. So that means all the advantages of being portable, all the advantages of the tier seating is still available with this model. We did, however, decide that we could add a bit more feature to this chair, such as adding speaker audio, adding an eating tray, so that way when fans are grabbing a bite, they could sit down and have enough space to eat. So this became the final product. As you can see here on the side, our speakers for the audio to go through. That coincides with the game. The eating tray here is able to essentially provide that full support when you're eating without putting the drink on the floor, without putting the tray on the floor. That's vulnerable to tripping hazards as well as spilling hazards. So we asked around to a couple of fans. They still complain about the sun exposure or the exposure to rain or snow. However, this is something that's kind of out of our scope, saying that these upgrades will require drastic enhancements to the arena stadium, which is very resource intensive, and this is not something that we could necessarily address with the by fixing the chairs. That would more so be an arena issue. So that's the feedback that we received, and that is it for today's presentation. Thank you.